Gorilla mode. Has the organization done enough to keep up with the most competitive teams in the league over time? This long without a playoff win is slowly aligning us with mediocre teams, which is a little sad.
Well, it depends on your perspective. Those mediocre teams will still look and say we would much rather have the success that we've endured versus them winning 10 to 12 games right now, but still chasing confetti. So perspective does matter. I know we don't like to really think like that because you know how we are here. We want to win them all every year. But just understand the other side of that coin, man. They don't look at it the way that we're looking at it in-house right now.
I think injuries have hurt us pretty bad.
Yeah.
Particularly the year with Ben coming off that elbow surgery in 2020. We started off 11-0. Now, it wasn't perfect at times. Sometimes we were getting by some of those games barely. But we had Devin Bush go out early in that season. Bud Dupree go out in the middle of that season. I know Joe Hayden was in and out of the lineup. So, yeah, that was a problem right there. I felt like we put together a good roster. If we're just talking about the organization putting together a team to have success, I feel like that was solid. 2021, I feel like we could have upgraded the O-line. But then coming into this season, dude, this defense was pretty loaded.
Yeah.
TJ Watt getting hurt is a big deal.
That's major.
We have some really nice weapons on offense.
We
upgraded the O-line.
Like, TJ Watt is your best player on this team, and you lose him. So that's going to change your dynamic. It's going to change what you look like. It's going to change the feel, the makeup of this team. Like, you can't lose that guy and expect it not to have some type of drop-off. And
we still should be 3-1 right now without TJ.
And that's the part that makes you optimistic because it's like, yo, we can still see how talented we are even without TJ Watt. So we know when he's back out there, man, what that means. So, yeah.
Yeah, the only season in the, I guess, the near past that I'm lamenting that we didn't maybe do enough roster-wise is just giving us more of an O-line in 2021, the sabotage year. But I think just
but we can't say 2021 giving them an O-line because we know with that we would have to relook draft, we'd have to relook free agency. And are we saying that we don't like the people that we have right now as a byproduct of 21? Because that's the other part of that dilemma of like, yo, if we would change it, well, who would you be changing out?
That's
because
fair.
we can't expect
Colbert did say that was his one regret from that season in 2021.
No, fair. But it's like it's one of them things. You can't expect to have the same level of impact on the offensive line as we do from our higher end picks without saying that it would be directly those players that we're subbing out. So with that, would you take a better offensive line but no Pat, no Najee?
Yeah, I think we don't draft Kendrick Green. Maybe that's the one. We draft someone else, and maybe we sign a additional player too. It doesn't have to be a multi-year deal.
Okay.
1-year deal, something like that. But, I mean, that's really it. Because I think just the question of has the organization put the team in position, we're always in it. Like I said, these last probably 3-4 years, it's been injuries. And then even going back to 2019 with Mason and Duck.
It's a lot of injuries,
man.
Yeah.
Big Ben, elbow surgery, out for the year. That's kind of going to hurt your chances. And that defense was awesome, too.
No, absolutely. Think about it. Was finally, like, caught up where, hey, man, both sides should be.
The Minka trade has something to do with it, but
but
I still think if Ben's there, we make the Minka trade because it was mainly because we lost Sean Davis at safety. So even with Ben being there, and then we get Minka, that could have been nice. Yeah. That was the first year without AB. I think we would have figured we would have been better. I mean, we would have been in the playoffs with that defense.
I do wonder if they make that move though, if Ben isn't hurt.
Because you think Ben could just make up for the loss.
Yeah, because that's how you feel within the organization always. Yeah, but when you don't have him, now you change to how do we remain competitive? We have to become elite on defense. And it kind of was like that open window of, oh, well, this guy's hurt enough that we can IR him, bring this guy in. Oh, it's contract year for him anyway, so it makes it smooth. That was kind of, that whole dynamic with that thing too, man.
And then they've even gone outside of their comfort zone in some of the signings, like bringing in like an Ebron or a Melvin Ingram.
Absolutely.
Miles Jack this season, Ogunjobi. So, yeah, I think the organization's been pretty good in terms of setting up a good roster.
Even dating back to when they did it with Joe. That was like one of the first like ones where it was like, whoa, okay, y'all spinning. Yeah.
Steven Nelson.
And those were back-to-back years.
Akello Witherspoon. We just signed Levi Wallace.
Yeah.
I like what we've been doing, organization. Outside of the sabotage.